So this is the 14th edition that we've had of NIFA in Singapore. We've got a lot of clients here, 1,000 investors, 50 corporates from Japan, 100 corporates from Asia, a lot of meetings. Probably the biggest NIFA conference we've had in the past. But the one difference I would say this time is the focus on global markets. This is no longer just a corporate access event. This is a full global markets event. So the idea here is we'll be marketing our other products, credit products, FX products, rates products, structured products. So this is a real showcase, I think, of Nomura's capabilities within the region. Nomura's in a great position. So Nomura, I think, as I mentioned in the speech earlier, it's large enough and focused enough to be Asia's investment bank, but it's also small enough to be nimble and entrepreneurial, right? We are an Asia bank. It's not just a Japan bank, it's an Asia bank. So the AJ region is equally important to us. Selling the Asia product into global is a unique capability that Nomura has and a unique selling point. I also think we're very good at the few businesses that we tend to really focus on. So the rates business, the emerging markets business, parts of the equity business and the credit business. We're top tier, and I think that's key for us to sell our brand.
Nomura is the #1 provider of research services for the market in Japan. Japan is the biggest part of Asia Pacific, accounting for 40% of the market. Japan is crucially interlinked with other parts of Asia, including China, Korea, Taiwan and ASEAN, and we think we could use our strong position in Asia's leading market as a way of helping investors navigate markets outside of Japan.
In research, what we try to do is to find what applies, what doesn't apply in Asia. And in doing that analysis, what we found is that Asian companies have a very different capability in articulating their stories. If we say property is about location, 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 equity is about communication, communication, communication. So in NIFA, we try to bring together the best of the investable corporates within Asia and have investors communicate two-way and recognize the value and this, where to invest in this next decade's engine of growth for the world.
The key thing I'd point out is it's not just China. There's so many other countries that are suppliers to China of parts and components. If the US does start to do protectionism against China, it will impact Japan, Korea, Singapore, Taiwan, Malaysia, a lot of Asia. We have our roots in Asia. And why Nomura? Because Asia is going to become a much bigger share of the world economy going forward. So if you look ahead, you have to look at Nomura.
First of all, the U.S. is very dependent upon the rest of the world. Trade has become more important in the U.S. economy over time, so we're actually vulnerable to it as well. That's one of the things that's sort of ironic about what's going on. Among the regions outside the U.S., Asia is, I think, most dependent upon trade and therefore most vulnerable to an increase in protectionism. Obviously, the U.S.-China relationship is particularly important, and so that's something that has to be managed. But this region is highly vulnerable to it. I think Europe is less so, but it's important for them as well. NIFA is a really interesting conference just because of the range of people it draws from this region. This is obviously a very dynamic area. There's a lot of savings and investment going on here. So you get a very rich mix of companies coming to sort of present, but also clients that are coming to invest. It's also a very dynamic region, so it's a very important place for people to sort of learn and exchange ideas.
Obviously, it is crucially important for our Japanese economy to have a more aggressive growth strategy. That's what we call the third law of Abenomics. On this point, what I would like to mention is that the Japanese government is very eagerly struggling to seek a growth opportunity in highly rapidly growing Asian country by trying to find out the opportunity to get a market of, say, infrastructure investment, as well as the other, say, technological development, including IoTs and AIs and other aspects. So I think NIFA is a very good opportunity to finance such a trial by the Japanese government as well as the Japanese industries.
NIFA is very special and it's been successful for 14 years. The reason it's been successful is we are truly an East meets West firm. We have very good foothold and roots in Japan, but we're able to deliver true capital structure, i.e. all multi-products. And we think very much holistically around Asia, how corporates work in terms of distribution across various channels of Asia, imports, exports, and we also have a true macro overlay. In the current environment, our clients, our investors face many challenges: geopolitical risks, technology innovation, regulatory pressures. I think the reason for NIFA's success is we have addressed all of these in our content delivery. We have guest speakers from the technology world on AI and big data and fintech, and we address a number of the challenges facing our client head on.